dirty. And we do have... Wow!
Oh no!
You gotta be kidding
Oh
me.
my goodness!
After a qualifying session that saw Zachary Fitzwater steal pole position away at the final moments, it's time for the main event. And this week we got quite a typical main event because we're racing on concrete. And if last year's race is anything to go by, well, we got a race in our hands. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to round 15 of the 2025 PSRLA Cup Series. Welcome to the King Power 400 at Nashville Superspeedway. Hello everybody, my name is Zachary Fitzwater. Welcome back to Nashville Superspeedway. And to briefly explain qualifying, what happened in qualifying yesterday, Zachary Fitzwater stole position away from the man beside him in Bernardo Oliveira at the very last minutes with... yeah, I have no idea what he pulled that time, but it was good enough to him to steal pole position. And of course, he did. Remember, he won the All-Star race, his second All-Star race in a row. But I'm pretty sure he will allow nothing more to have another win, and this time be a win that actually counts towards the official stats. But there's one little problem, and that problem being that the pole position is on the inside line, and as you saw in qualifying and in last year's race, the inside line here is virtually non-existent. It's absolutely useless. You're gonna be super slow. So of course the hope for Fitzwater is that he gets to the outside line and never leaves it for the remainder of the 60 laps. But yeah, of course all the drivers will try and make the 60 and they check the outside line to make overtakes. But yeah, Fitzwater being in pole position, he is in trouble. Fitzwater is absolutely the one in the guy in most trouble. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, also speaking of qualifying, I gave him plenty of shout out yesterday, but I want to give him one more, a big shout out to Genius D'Amelio, driving the 98 Firework King racing car, the new owner as well of the Firework King, with the arguably the worst team on the grid, at least one of the three, at least part of the infamous three, as I like to call them, Firework King, PS Motorsport, and Williamson Racing. And as I stated yesterday, it's already showing the kind of performances that a car with an owner that is a lot more active can do. And also because D'Amelio did do his ratings on like 10 apart, so there's that as well. And I really hope that D'Amelio gets a really good result, because he absolutely deserves it, considering he's basically carrying this team and is on his back. So yeah, I really hope for a good result. I know I should be biased, but I really hope for a good result on D'Amelio's part. But yeah, Nashville Superspeedway, let's talk about the track. And as we stated, the track is concrete based. We're racing on concrete. One of two tracks that is like this on the calendar, the other one being Dover. And as I stated, the inside line does not work. You're gonna lose the position. So yeah, the plan for everyone, not just Fitzwater, the poster, is to grab the outside line and never leave, and hope somebody else screws up and gets to the inside line so they can take the spot. Because you're gonna lose the spot if you're gonna hug the inside line, as last year's race and even qualifying showed. So yeah, let's see what's going to happen. But yeah, we got 60 laps ahead of us, so let's not waste any more time. Guess what, folks? It's finally time for racing.
Drivers, start your engines!
The command has been given. These guys were on any second now. There they are. As for qualifying, as we stated, Zachary Fitzwater will start on pole position. Alongside him will be Bernardo Oliveira. Then it's Garrett Morvedel, Luke Evans, Troy Williams Jr., Brandon Beal, Bryce Egan, Philip Torres, Anthony Nicol, and Genius D'Amelio rounds up the top 10. 60 laps ahead of the drivers. Since this is concrete, I expect the tires to not last very long, but of course we will see what's going to happen. Maybe Goodyear actually made some tires that are better suited for these types of surfaces. As they go through 3 and 4. Pace car is going to pull into the pits. There we go. Zachary Fitzwater and Bernard Deliver will lead us to a green flag. Through the Gacko restart zone they go, and green flag is in the air. We're away at Nashville. And as if on schedule, Bernardo Rivera is going to lead lap number 1 as Luke Evans tries a move on the inside, but Rivera is going to keep the position. In the meantime, there's Philip Torres and there's D'Amelio dealing with Morbidelli and Torres. As Brandon Beal is catching up quickly to the 52 of Fitzwater. There goes Morbidelli on the inside of Torres, but Torres is going to defend. As D'Amelio is side by side with Perez and cleared the 17 car, but now has got to deal with Roberto Crown Jr. as going to block Perez. Crown goes past, and maybe so does Alford as well. So, yep, Alford clears the 98 car. There's William Ayers, as there's Justin Perez on the side of the middle, free wide. Finger, D'Amelio, and Perez. And looks like Perez is going to win. At least doesn't look like it. No, Finguy is actually going to win this. In fact, he does. Jeffrey Finguy is up into 10th place, as D'Amelio is now in 11th, dealing with Justin Perez. In the meantime, let's go back up front. Bernie Oliver is still leading. Second is Lavins, then is Fitzwater, Beal, Torres, Morbidelli, Crown, Alford, Ayers, and Jeffrey Finguy. Also, shout out to William Ayers, and another great result from one of the infamous 3. As there goes Williams on the D'Amelio, almost crashes into D'Amelio, but now he has got to deal with Sloan and is going to defend easily. There's Torres on the inside, tried to defend from Morbidelli, but that's going to allow Morbidelli pass easily. In fact, there he is. Morbidelli up into 5th place on the top 5. Scrambling on at the rear. There's St. Davidson passing Eric Monaco. Side by side between Bryce Egan and Jonathan Carrison, was called Joshua Carrison won yet again. But Carrison should take the place easily. In fact, he does. Now we're probably going for a double overtake on Monaco as Sloan goes in on the outside of Williams Jr. as Monaco is going to defend from Carrison, and Sloan is going to defend from Davidson. Side by side between Finguy and Ayers. Ayers is going to defend. That's probably going to allow D'Amelio through. This for 10th. There goes Morbidelli on the inside of Beal, as Evans actually closed up quite a lot on De Oliveira. Maybe he's gonna. He's probably going to try. Will probably try for an attack as Davidson as Beal defends from Morbidelli. They almost made a free wide between Torres, Crown, and Alford. As Alford is the biggest loser of the 3. As now D'Amelio is going to attack Finguy for 10th place. Can he clear the 41 car? Yes, he does, and that's going to allow Sloan through. He's going to try and take a 10th place away from the 41 car. As Crown defends from his teammate. background, the defense from Movidel, who's now got to deal with Harry Alford. Alford looks like he should have easy life past the one car. As Thing Guy lost position to the Melly and now to Sloan, and as well maybe from Monaco as well. Yeah, this is a sight to see. William Ayers and Genius D'Amelio in the top 10 on merit. This is a sight that we'll probably never see again. At least not in the near future, as Monaco goes on the inside of Thing Guy. And Monaco is going to take the place. That's going to allow Davidson to take a stab There goes D'Amelio, defending from Tom Sloan. And D'Amelio is going to defend pretty easily. As Ayers shuts down the door on D'Amelio. Side by side between Alford and Movidel, and Alford wins this battle pretty easily. As you said there, as you like Evans is trying to take the lead away from De Oliveira, but De Oliveira is too far away anyway, so no dice. He's this second place. As Sloan is battling with Davidson. And now deals with D'Amelio. D'Amelio is going to shut the door on the 43 car. But it's on the outside line, so you should keep it relatively easy. There we go. D'Amelio is going to the position from the 43 car. There goes Monaco through as Thing Guy and Little go through Davidson. There goes Movidel on the inside of Crown, but it's blocked by Alford. So Cesare might actually not defend. No, never mind. Actually, he goes through. So Movidel up into 7th place. There goes Torres and teammates Torres and Beal, but Beal defends the position. Now there's D'Amelio, Monaco, and Thing Guy. So with the way things are going, the pit stops look to be absolutely crucial for the win. As Thing Guy goes on the inside of Monaco, but Monaco defends pretty easily. Through goes Little as well, maybe Davidson as well. There's a little 1-7 yet again side by side between Torres and Beal, but Beal should have defended pretty easily. And now Davidson goes through Thing Guy, as does Sloan, maybe Perez as well. Little on the outside of Monaco. Let's go back up front, and now De Oliveira is pulling away from the 60 car of Luke Evans as Alford defends from Movidel. And Little tries on D'Amelio. This is for 10th place. D'Amelio should have it pretty easy. Should keep the position pretty easily, but Little is not quitting. He's not quitting. It's still there. But now D'Amelio clears him, but look, could still try something. Now they're really slowing down, so yeah, the surface is already doing its job. It's already making sure that these tires are not going to last very long. As Evans managed to catch up to Bernardo Oliveira, and Fitzwater at the same time catched up to Evans. So right now, with the way this race is shaping up, pit stops are now pretty much crucial for the final race results. In the meantime, check out Jack Haas. Haas currently is in the top 20 and looks like he's going to defend somewhat easily from Thing Guy and Monaco. Unless these two guys are going to make the sideline work somehow. As nope, Haas defends from both Monaco and Thing Guy. That should allow us up into 18th. But the situation hasn't changed. De Oliveira still leads. Second is Evans, and third is Fitzwater. This is pulling away from the next car. That being Brandon Beal. There goes Alford on the Alford tried for a team move on Torres, but no dice. There goes, the other side line. Little should go through easily. In fact, he does. Ryan Little is now up into 10th place, maybe even 9th. Let's see what he's going to do. And now Davidson should go through the 98 car. So right now the time on the Melly on the top 10 is over. But not for Ayers. As there goes Movedel on the inside or the outside of Alford. That should take the position pretty easily. In fact, it does. Maybe actually attempt move on the smart cars of Torres and Bio, but no. Movedel is going to settle behind the 6 of Torres, and there goes the Movedel's teammate in Crown dealing with Alford. And Alford goes through the M23 car. That should be now Crown in 7th. Yes, well, it's still in 7th anyway. 19 laps are in the books, so we are lap number 20. We're about to reach the halfway point almost. There goes Amazon on the inside, but no dice. The Oliveira is going to keep the position. The Oliveira who has led every single lap up until this point. Davidson went past William Ayers in the meantime. Ayers is going to defend from Justin Perez pretty easily, as now D'Amelio is dealing with Andrew Williams pretty easily. There goes Evans on Fitzwater. Should Seymour Fitzwater try to go on the inside of Evans, but no dice. At this point, the question is, when are pit stops happening? And of course, who will be the first one to pull the trigger on pit stops? Free wide between the two able cars of Carrison and Gutierrez, and the checker flag of Andrew Williams, who's going to be the biggest loser of this battle. Now Carrison should be passing Gutierrez easily. In fact, he does. There we go. Now Joe Williams Jr. tried to move on D'Amelio, but D'Amelio was a bit too far away anyway to try anything. There goes Movedel on the inside of Crown as Alford goes past Brendan Beal. And Movedel's gonna find the door shut. He's gonna find Beal shutting the door winningly. But Crown keeps the position from their teammate. As the battle for the lead has pretty much solidified itself by now. So yeah, at this point we have to wait for the pit stops, and then when they're going to start and who's going to start with the tire change. As Beal should be able to defend from Crown and pass Alford out of turn 2 into the backstretch. In fact, Beal does. He clears between 3 of Alford. Movedel is good try for me. In fact, he goes for the outside of the Crown. Is it far enough? No, Crown almost tries to shut the door, but he thinks better of it because otherwise they were going to crash. And amazing enough, Crown is going to get the position. Yes, they are. Crown is going to keep 7th place away from his teammate, at least for now. Movedel is on the outside. This guy is using the drive from Alford. Is Alford going to be a nuisance for Movedel? No, not in the slightest. Movedel goes past his teammate as Beal defends from Avery Alford. Still there, but the Beal should have it pretty easy to defend the position. In fact, they do, yeah. There's D'Amelio still there. There will be still. He is currently 14th. That will still be an amazing result for D'Amelio, despite everything. As it would be an amazing result for this man in William Ayers. And of course, if the race ended like this, as Bernardo Oliveira completes lap number 26 and start lap number 27. He has led every single lap up until this point. And now Perez is on the inside of Ayers. This is for 10th place. But Perez, who I think did race at Nashville last year with the Nashville, if I remember correctly, is now the place away from Ayers. There's Morbidello blue to the rear of that 23 car of Alfred. Let's go back through the field. There goes Gutierrez on the side of the Melio, and Gutierrez goes through the 98 car. Can somebody else take advantage of the momentum? It doesn't look like it right now. As Ayers defends 10th place from Perez. There's Tom Sloan dealing with Ryan Little. He should have easy life in the position. In fact, he does. And there goes Carrison using the momentum from that to pass Little. This is for 13th, sorry. And Carrison goes up to 13th. And Monaco is going to take advantage of that. Maybe Gutierrez as well. No, Gutierrez is going to settle behind the 75. And other cars are definitely slowing down. So yeah, pit stop should be near. As Hunter Mendoza and Carlos Ashray run up the rear of the field. Back up front, side by side between Alfred and Morbidello. The Chevy manufacturer mates. One is for Vision Motorsport, the other is for Checker Flag. And Morbidello is going to pits, so the leaders. The leaders go to the pits. So do Beal and Morbidello. So right at the alpha point of the race, pit stops have begun. Actually no. Koshmar actually managed to is trying for the undercut. So Leonard Koshmar did a lap earlier than anybody else. Right now he's a lap down, but let's see if the Vision pick rep pulled a. Let's see if that ends up being a good strategy call or a complete screw up. As we focus on Brendan Beal, of course, tires and fuel for all these guys, and De Oliveira is going to win this just from Evans. As the rest of the field, of course, are going to pull into the pits. There goes Koshmar unlapping himself. And I think the first driver out of this pack should be... Actually, I don't know, it's the first driver out of the pack. But let's see how they cycle out. I think Bernardo should still be the leader. I mean, right now it says Phil Phillips is the leader, but of course we need to check the... I'll take a few laps to update the ticker to see who's the actual leader of the race. But I would assume that's Bernardo, that's still De Oliveira, the leader. There goes Alfred, Davidson and Torres out of the pits. Let's see. The ticker is the ticker going to update? And in fact it does. And Bernardo Oliveira is still the leader. 1.1 second away from Luke Evans, Freddie Boone, Brendan Beal. So it's a smart 2-3 right now. That way Alfred, Davidson, Fitzwater, Morbidello, Torres, Crown and Sloan. Then with Perez, 3 wide between Ayers, Fengai and Little. Little is gonna lose both spots. But can Ayers defend from the defending champion? And looks to be no. For once, the inside line, actually no, it's not the inside line, it's one of the middle line, that inside line, but still, that's somebody actually managed to defend the position by not staying on the inside line. So I think that's like the first time that's happened in the years of the race here. So I mean that's the first time for everything. So there's that. But in the meantime, let's check out the field. There's a lot of Koshmar. Koshmar is in 19th. There's D'Amelia and there's Nicholas Stapleton. So not good. So not a great race for the for who is currently second in the championship, as we still have an internal battle at Abel between Carrison and Gutierrez, and Carrison wins this, while Ayers defends from the other Orion Motorsport car of Brian Little. Perez on the outside of Fengai, and Perez is going to well, assume take the position. No, defend the position, actually. Going as the edge to the top 10. And the gap between De Oliveira and Evans is increased. Now it's 1.4 seconds, almost 1.5 seconds. What is the gap now? It was 1.1 seconds when the ticket got updated when the final cycled out. And let's see, the gap has decreased, but not very much. 1.3 seconds is the gap. As they goes out for defending from Davidson. This for fourth place. And in fact, defends. Alfred goes on the inside of Beal. This for third place, but Beal should keep the position pretty easily. In fact, he does. And De Oliveira is catching up to the left car of Aubrey Gardner. And the gap has shrunk down again. 1.1 second is the gap between Evans and De Oliveira. So we might actually have a battle-footed lead, assuming Evans is quick enough to catch to the 59 car, who's pretty much looked unstoppable. As you see, after Mendoza rounding up the field. Actually, no, Mendoza is in 39th, and the guy who's actually running up the field is Aubrey Gardner. Actually, has been any retirements? No, we have all 40 cars still on track, and the race has been green flag up until this point. Here goes Alford on the inside of Fitzwater. Fitzwater, who now is in 5th, but now looks to be 6th because there's Morbidelli. Morbidelli should be taking that spot pretty easily as we come with 21 laps to go. Lap 39 is in the books, lap 40 is here, 21 laps left here in Nashville. It's still green flag. As Alford almost looked like he was going to make the inside line work, but nope. And looks like he's going to lose a spot to Morbidelli. Alford not being helped by Brendan Beal. In fact, Morbidelli goes through and he's going to try for a double overtake on Beal, but Beal is going to shut the door on the one car. And that's going to open himself to a possible attack by Alford. Which is, ooh, somebody's smoking, and it's Bradley Ream. Bradley Ream is smoking. So we got our first DNF of the race. Bradley Ream is smoking. His day is done for the 25 car. In the meantime, Morbidelli is going to lose the spot from Zachary Fitzwater, and now the guy actually can defend. Zachary Fitzwater defends from Morbidelli. Fitzwater is now in 4th. As the gap between De Oliveira and Evans has increased yet again, 1.4 seconds again, with 19 laps to go. Yes, 19 laps to go left on 19 laps to go. Morbidelli once again on the inside. Fitzwater going to shut the door. There goes Perez dealing with thin guy. I mean, Torres is Perez's teammate at Smart. This for 11th, and Smart defends 11th place from the defending champion. And now De Oliveira has catched up to Aubrey Gardner. So of course the hope is that he can deal with Gardner with the lap car immediately. As the gap has increased to 2.3 seconds is the gap between De Oliveira and Luke Evans, but of course now Evans and now De Oliveira has to deal with Aubrey Gardner, so who knows if the gap is going to increase or not. I mean, it's probably not going to increase, but how much is it going? Is actually going to decrease, but how much is it going to decrease is the question. As Fitzwater defends from Morbidelli and Davidson. Davidson goes on the attack on the outside of Fitzwater, and Fitzwater is going to defend majestically. So great defensive maneuver from the Aussie driver. Let's get a deal with Brendan Beal, and 2.1 second is the gap, so a bit of a decrease. as De Oliveira is dealing with the lap car of Gardner, but looks like he's gone on it. No, doesn't look like it. Still dealing with Gardner, and the gap is still now 2 seconds flat is the gap between De Oliveira and Evans. As Zachary Fitzwater goes up to third, he's passed the Beal. There's now getting passed by Alford and maybe Morbidelli. Because Davidson on the inside of Beal, but Beal is going to defend from Davidson, but not from Morbidelli. Morbidelli goes through. Morbidelli should be now in. Morbidelli should be in. Let's see the ticker. He should be in fifth, as Fitzwater is on third, but now he's got to do two pretty fast guys in Alfred and Morbidelli behind, as De Oliveira is still cannot clear the 24 of Aubrey Gardner. Morbidelli goes on the inside of Alfred, but Alfred is going to defend. In fact, he just shuts the door on the one car. As now we got a battle between teammates of Beal and Torres, but Beal is going to defend. He actually shuts the door on Torres. 2.1 second is the gap. Okay, I should probably stop updating the gap between the first and second every single lap. But in the meantime, Crown on the inside of Torres. Torres defends. He doesn't take much effort. Torres doesn't have to do much effort to defend from Crown. As Perez and Fenga is still slugging for what is 11th place. Torres still has the edge on the defending champion. And now Fitzwater has catched up and he's basically erased the gap between Evans and himself with one corner. But of course, he's trying to meet the line. That's never going to work. There goes Alfred. Speaking of this line, here goes Alfred. But Fitzwater tried to shut the door, but better of it because they were going to wreck otherwise. 11 laps left on the race, and De Oliveira still cannot clear the 24 car, but right now the gap is stabilized. It's around the 2 second mark. So maybe is having Gardner as a to share draft. Let's see if somebody gets the reference. Is actually helping De Oliveira out. And okay, Fitzwater inside of Evans, but that's not going to work, and he's going to lose the spot to Alford and to Morbidelli, maybe Alford as well, as we are with 10 laps to go. And Alford goes through the 52, should be going to the 50 car easily. He's on the inside. In fact, he does. Alford is in what would be fourth place, I think. Yeah, it's fourth place. And now Morbidelli is fighting for yet another second place, as De Oliveira is still struggling to go past Gardner. Now Gardner put a gap between himself and the 59 car. But now there goes Alford on the inside of Morbidelli. This for third place. And Alfred should take the spot easily. Yes, he does. There you go. Alfred up into third place, and now he's going to be the one trying to take second place away from Luke Evans. Which if he manages to defend this result, amazing result from Luke Evans, I would say. As De Oliveira completes lap number 53, and lap number 54 is started. 7 laps to go left here in Nashville. As Morbidelli goes up high on the apron to defend from Fitzwater, and maybe actually overtake Alfred as well. And it looks to be exactly that. Still Alfred and Morbidelli still side by side, but there we go. Momadel clears Alfred, and now the Polish driver is back into third place. There's 6 laps to go. 6 laps to go here in Nashville. Last check out the rear of the field. In the meantime, there's Al Anderson Jr. dealing with a lot of Koshmar. Of course, Anderson, easy way through the 99 car, and so does Eric Monaco. And yep, 5 laps to go left here. 5 laps left here in Nashville, and Monaco clears the 99 car, but back up front. We still have a scramble for second place between Evans and Momadel, Alfred and Fitzwater, and now Roberto Crown Jr. is going to join on the fun. There goes Crown on the outside of Fitzwater. And Crown is going to take the place. Let's see if Crown can take any other spots. Doesn't look like a no. Just the Fitzwater spot. So Crown is now up to 5th as Alfred defends. And the gap is 1.5 seconds between De Oliveira and Luke Evans, but I'm afraid it's not going to be enough, especially if these guys are going to keep battling with each other. Alfred goes in the outside of Momadel. Momadel shuts the door. That's going to allow Crown to go through. And it goes for Crown even goes for a dive bomb. They're side by side into 1 and 2 and into the back stretch, and Alfred should be losing a spot, maybe 2 spots, because there's Fitzwater. Through goes Crown, maybe Fitzwater as well. And actually, Mr. Second Place is, guess what, in second place once again. And yeah, I think he'll remain second place because there's definitely not enough time to try and mount up a charge against this man, Bernardo De Oliveira, who's virtually led every single lap. As Fitzwater is now in 4th place. Now Evans has to defend a top 5 spot, which looks to be slipping away. But in the meantime, white flag, 1 lap to go for Bernardo De Oliveira. 6 passes per second is the gap between Momadel and De Oliveira, but I would assume at this point it's too late to try anything. If the race was longer, then Momadel could have thought of taking the win, but looks like he has to settle for second place once again. As Bernardo De Oliveira, even with lap cars pose no threat, no problem whatsoever. Bernardo De Oliveira is going to win at Nashville. Momadel finishes second once again. Third will be Roberto Crown Jr. It's a checkered flag, 2-3. Then will be Zachary Fitzwater. Then is Brandon Beal. Then it's Zane Davidson, Luke Evans, Philip Torres, Avery Alford, and Jeffrey Finguy manages to finally win his battle between Tom Sloan and Justin Paris to claim the final top 10 spot. But the day belongs to Bernardo De Oliveira, and that's both, actually no, it's two Appalachia drivers out of 3 to have taken a win in 2025. The other one is, of course, Alexander Rowe, but I doubt that Rowe can challenge for the win. Because, you know, part-timers are a weird thing in terms of ratings, but anyway. The day belongs to Bernardo De Oliveira, who wins the King Power 400 here in Nashville. Second is Gary Momadel, Mr. Second Place, finishes second place once again. Then is Roberto Crown Jr., Zachary Fitzwater, Brandon Beal, Zane Davidson, Luke Evans, Philip Torres, Avery Alford, and Jeffrey Finguy runs up the top 10. No DNFs. Actually, no, there's one DNF, that being Bradley Ream. But, yeah. No cautions from start to finish. Which honestly, I was sort of expecting that, but also I'm sort of surprised. I mean, I'm both surprised and not surprised that we got a caution-free race, because I mean, yeah, this track is weird, but if you remember, in the Grand National Series, we still had a caution. I think it was actually like what, a bunch of cautions, or at least, I mean, we did have a caution. So at least one caution we did have on the Grand National race. So yeah, I'm surprised, and also not surprised that we got a caution-free race here in Nashville. And if I have to be honest, this race was kind of meh. I mean, okay, I say that these kind of races are these kinds of races where one guy dominates and the rest pretty much have to settle for the scraps, have their welcome. But I cannot deny that this was not a good race in the slightest. So that was a voice crack. This was not a good race in the slightest. So yeah, everybody has standards, and unfortunately, yeah, this race was not great. But of course, there's one man that's not going to is not going to care about is of course Bernardo Oliveira, because of course who wins is always right. But yeah, this was not a good race. And since I've exhausted everything that has to be said, all my opinions about the race, let's check out the championship standings, shall we? And we're back here in Nashville Superspeedway for the King Power 400 that has just finished. As for the championship standings, Roberto Crown Jr. will still lead the championship, but now second place is Zane Davidson, 26 points behind the checker flag driver. Third will be Guillermo Vidal, 29 points behind the leader. Jeffrey Finguy is down in fourth. Nathan Stapleton loses 3 spots and now is down in fifth. Andrew Williams is sixth. Then Philip Torres, Tom Sloan, Trevor Williams Jr. and Reggie Fogelman runs up the top 10. And I believe the biggest loser is indeed... Actually, no, we got 3 biggest losers in Nathan Stapleton, Bryce Egan, and unfortunately for me, Bruno Di Giacomo, who have lost 3 spots each. And the biggest jumper is Bernardo Oliveira, who, thanks to the win, jumps 4 places, and now he is up in 12th place in the standings. But yeah, as I exhausted everything that I wanted to say for the race. This was not a good race in the slightest. So there's pretty much nothing else to say other than this has been a special presentation of the 2025 PSRLA Cup Series 44/7 Network. I'm Alex Vitale, and see you next time for hopefully a much more exciting race at Michigan International Speedway. So long, everybody, from Nashville. Congratulations again to Bernardo Oliveira.